Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome back to the Fever Pitch Podcast. I'm your co-host Brian.
I'm done. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. A lot has been going on, and a lot has been happening in March Madness. A lot of upsets. Let's talk about it. NC State versus Duke. What happened here?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not think this would be the outcome, but Mr. DJ Burns is what the second coming of Zach Randolph here, and he put on the master class that has put NC State one game away from the national championship. And if we had, and I don't think we would, well, I'll speak for myself. I personally didn't foresee this happening going into the tournament, but NC State really showed that they have a lot of heart, and it was on full. It's been on full. It's been on full effect out this tournament, and most recently in the 8-point win against Duke, they're now in their first Final Four since 1983.
Yeah, absolutely. I was watching this game, and I was like, I feel like a couple pods ago, I was telling Dan, yo, all these top seeds, especially these one seeds, they're not those guys. I know Duke was a four seed, but they had to go through Marquette a two seed. I think the only one seed remaining in the men's is no, there's two. There's UConn and Purdue. All right, listen, it's very possible that we have no one seeds go to the final game. It's very possible.
A lot of things are possible, but the reality of the situation is UConn is about to repeat, and I believe UConn is a one seed. So
I don't think
they
so. I disagree.
okay.
When listen, right? You got to think about it like this, right? So we have DJ Burns. My favorite right now is NC State.
Yeah.
Purdue is also up there, and UConn is up there. There's no way in this world that Alabama wins this. I just can't see that.
I
I'm
mean, no way is very reductive. It's very unlikely. They are a 11 and a half point underdog. But hey, a bad slump here, a bad slump there, and this is a game like
perhaps. So when I was watching this NC State Duke game, right?
mhm.
I was watching it, and in the final few minutes, I was truly seeing. I was like, oh, DJ Burns is not your regular dog. He's a dog among dogs.
Well, he's a wolf because he plays for NC State, a wolf pack. And the wolf is a type of dog, so I see what you're doing.
I like what you did there. I didn't even think about that part, but hey, it
Mhm.
worked out. So I'm watching this game, and the reason that NC State is beating these teams is not just because of one player, it's because they're way more aggressive than any other team.
Yeah, it's the
Tried to do
country.
That's true.
Country town.
Duke tried to do like this full court press, but it was clear that they weren't used to actually pressing a team with the ball. And NC State was just flowing past them and getting to the bucket and ones and things of that nature. And their defense is also phenomenal. I think in the second half, Duke from three was abysmal, and it wasn't even close.
Live by, die by. I always tell people.
So, what are your thoughts on DJ Burns Jr.?
I think he's the second coming. Well, let me think. After Zach Randolph, we've had Draymond. Draymond doesn't really have that offensive prowess of Zach Randolph. So then you have low post specialist,
Or like a
low
Luau
post
Dang?
specialist. I'm trying to think of like a low post specialist with enforcer that just gives off enforcer. Yeah, this might be the second coming of Zach Randolph because like everyone else has one or the other. They're either a low post specialist and they're soft, or they're and they're for and enforcer with no bag.
Mm.
And DJ Burns is both. He's getting he's getting comps to the likes of Shaq, Zach Randolph, amongst others. He said that he watched a lot of Hakeem growing up, and you can kind of see that touch around the rim as he's on the court. You can see him use that finesse, even though he has a physical aspect of his game. So the combination there is going to be something to be on the lookout for as he makes his journey through the pros, whether that's the NBA or apparently you have some NFL some NFL buzz around him.
Yeah, I was seeing that some NFL teams were taking some interest to him. So I don't know if they've reached out or anything of that nature, but I know that he's getting a lot of attention, especially like I think in like the span of like the tournament, he signed like 6 NIL deals with the likes of like Buffalo Wild Wings and a bunch of other companies. So he's getting a lot of eyes on him for sure.
Well, ironically enough, there are a few notable NFL players that play college basketball. You had Well, the two names that come to mind were both tight ends. Had Antonio Gates, he played for Kent State basketball team. I think they were also with March Madness. They were in the Madness tournament that year as well. And also Jimmy Graham, he played for the U, he played for their basketball team. I'm sure there's others, but those two jump out the most to me. In recent memory, yeah, Kent State made it to the Elite Eight in 2002.
Hey,
Uh, yeah, they upset they won it as a 10 seed. They upset Oklahoma and they upset Alabama, ironically enough, and Pittsburgh. Uh, Antonio Gates was averaging, I'm trying to get his numbers here, 20, 21, 8, and 4 as a senior. So maybe we might be seeing the next Antonio Gates, potentially. Maybe he might, you never know. I think he has the a desire for football. I mean for basketball, but let's say he goes the football route, we might be seeing the next Antonio Gates. You never know.
you are on to something. Let's talk about another big man getting it done. Let's talk about Zach Edey and Purdue. Purdue has been steamrolling teams. What are your
I
thoughts?
like, I like Zach Edey. Again, I don't watch much college basketball, but I follow players. And usually, if a player gets enough traction before the tournament, I know about him. So, for example, Rod Dillingham, Zach Edey. Uh, those are the two that were really in the major market across my major market as far as college basketball was concerned going into the tournament. And he's shown himself worth the hype. I know that like the NBA draft specialists don't really think he has the potential to be a top pick, but he's not really listen to the naysayers. He's just putting his head down and going to work. Real lunch pail type of guy. And you teams need lunch pail athletes. Those lunch pail athletes, they're not really in the media too much. They just focus on their game and they get buckets. He went to IMG Academy, and as you know, they breed talent like grapes on the tree. So I'm not surprised by his success at all. Looking forward to see what he's going to continue to do. Um, and Iowa has an affinity for getting like very established big men. Prior to Zach Edey, they had Luca Garza, who had a pretty good career at Iowa. I think he won the second round in 2022 to Detroit. So obviously the groundwork is laid there, and he obviously has a floor. It looks like he's exceeded it already. So I think he's bound to do great things once he enters the league.
What team do you think Zach Edey would be a good fit for?
Come to the Wizards, please, please, just
You know
go
we don't
ahead.
draft players that make sense. You know
I
we're gonna
know,
get a guard. Come on.
I know, but please, just if you can make it happen, just come to DC, man. Denny and Zach, oh my goodness, with Bilal, oh my goodness.
They're saying his projection right now is to fall to the OKC at pick number 12.
12 run. Edie and Chet?
That's a little unfair.
Oh,
7 and 4?
Edie and Chet. Oh my goodness. With Shea and the Williams, they're not brothers, or they're both named Jalen, but they're both named Jalen Williams. Um, yeah, I feel like wherever he goes, he's gonna be a plug and play instant double machine. He may need to take some time to adjust to the physicality of the NBA, but I think he's uber talented. And then wherever he goes, I think he'll have pretty good success.
Absolutely, I agree. And what do you think about Purdue so far in this tournament?
You know, I think Keegan Murray go to Purdue. They like low key, they've been having a lot of talent come out of their school lately. Keegan Murray, Luca Garza, Zach Edey. It's like they have a good program. And I feel like they're just always kind of in that UVA type of arc. It's like almost. This might be the year. I don't think it is, but it might be. I think we're gonna see Purdue, UConn in the final, and I got UConn, but I won't count Purdue out.
You swinging for the favorites, I see.
And
So I have a theory about Purdue. So in the Big
you
Ten tournament, they lost by 1 to Wisconsin before the NCAA tournament. So I feel like that's what really lit a fire under them to like really go get after it
right.
throughout this tournament. I don't think that they have more in them than NC State. I haven't seen anybody really like debilitate Purdue or their tank so far, so it'll be interesting to see. But I think DJ Burns Jr. versus Zach Edey, though Zach Edey has the favor in terms of height, I feel like that's a mismatch. I think Burns is going to bully him.
Hmm. Hmm. I'll be watching. I'll be watching. I think it's gonna be a real heavyweight bout. I feel like Zach East kind of is a little more war tested. Obviously, the Big Ten has a little more bump than wait, NC State.
You
That's
think
a
the Big Ten got more basketball bump than the ACC?
now. Yes,
What teams?
yes, yes. I think the crop of players that come out there. I mean, as a center, I feel like if you're coming to the Big Ten, there's a little like the road is a little tougher coming out the Big Ten and the ACC as a center.
Well, you're putting all these stipulations on it. I said
No, if you look at the big men that have come out the Big Ten, Luca Garza, Zach Edey, amongst others, there seems to be some level of like, usually the centers in the Big Ten kind of get busy. That's all.
well, I can't speak on that, but in terms of how good teams are in general, I believe the ACC is a way stronger conference than the Big Ten in terms of basketball.
Hist- Historically, yeah. But I think in recent memory, I feel like the playing field has gotten a little bit more even.
Duke, UNC,
I said in recency, the playing field has got Coach K is not coaching anymore. Post Coach K, Duke has taken a little bit of a nosedive, as you can see with their loss to NC State. It's not they still went 27-9, so it's not like they're terrible, but obviously they're taking a step back. It's a point of inflection.
so you see the victory of NC State more as Duke falling short than NC State rising as a program.
Yeah, they lost 14 games in the regular season. I don't think they've lost since March. I think in the month of March, they went undefeated or something like that. So obviously they got better over time, and Duke kind of started to regress. I feel like it's a combination of both.
Yeah, the last time they lost was on March 9th to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So and obviously they also lost to Duke on March 4th. So they had that revenge in their blood and they wanted to get after it, and they did. They beat them by 5. It was a close game. And if you really want to get down to the weeds, they went 11 for 20 from the free throw line versus Duke's 8 for 14. That's a 3-point swing right there.
Wait, are
And
you talking
then
about the ACC tournament or are you talking about the March Madness game?
in the ACC tournament. And
Okay.
then 5-7 uh in the 3-point bout as far as shooting is concerned. So obviously when you play your team more than once, you kind of get a feel for how to play them again. And as you can see, they went into the March Madness tournament with that what's the word for it? You know, that familiarity and they acted upon it.
That's fair. That's fair. Now what do the odds setters say? I know you're a picks guy. What are they saying
Not
about this
all,
Purdue
not
NC
all.
State matchup?
So it's looking like the analytics have an 89%, 89.5% win percentage for Purdue with 8.5 point spread. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I feel it's gonna be pretty close within 8 to 10 points. So that's pretty logical in my opinion. Um NC State is a heavy underdog at plus 325.
Hmm, okay. Well, let's talk about your favorite team in this conference. Let's talk about UConn.
Yeah,
What
the
have you
Huskies.
thought about UConn's performance so far, and what do you think they're going to be doing going forward?
If you look at the roster now versus last year, and you see the turnaround, but you see how the success has sustained, that's a testament to your staff. And good staff will give you good results. And as you can see, they went 35-3, and now they're 2 games away from going back to back. Um, it's just a very good program, and they've been showing those they've been holding true to that for a while now. They remind me of South Carolina women's team. It's very balanced scoring, very balanced rebounding, and it's continued success. You have one, two, three, four, five players in double digits, and you have one, two, three, four, five players averaging 5 rebounds or more on average. That's just a balance that gives you the notion of anyone on this team can give me 25 when they feel like it. And when you have a roster constructed like that, it's hard to lose. Look at Denver. Joker, Murray, Michael Porter, even Chris Brown, the white guy from Kansas. If enough shots go up, that any of them can get 20 or 25 any night. And UConn has a very similar structure. And as you can see, the results are very similar. Continued success.
Hmm. I don't know, and maybe I'm just hating. No, I don't think so. When I look at UConn's route through the tournament, Stetson, Northwestern, San Diego State, maybe Illinois was a little compy. I don't think they've had any sweat to really play against throughout this tournament. And I don't
Yeah.
think maybe Alabama will be a little bit more compy. I feel like even Alabama has gone through some more Wait, Alabama has definitely gone through some more competition in this tournament to even get to that point. Like of those teams that I mentioned, did any of them even stand out against you?
Well, Northwestern was not terrible. I know they lost by almost 20, but on paper, it doesn't say much, but I feel like they could have. No, I think it's more so UConn just showing us levels. I take that back. They're just beating teams hand over fist. San Diego State was a 5 seed, Northwestern was a 9 seed, and Illinois was a 3 seed. Then they beat them by 25. Hand over fist butt whoopings. That's not their fault. They don't determine who their opponents are. Whereas NC State beat Duke. NC State had a spot fest from Marquette. Could have went the other way. And prior to that, they beat Oakland. who beat Kentucky by 4. So it's like a couple of things go, and well, you can say that's in general. A few things go different ways, and this entire Final Four could be different. But I feel like naturally, if we're being honest, as a 1 seed, the expectation is Final Four championship or bust. So once you get there, you're kind of doing what you already you're doing what got you there. Versus as an underdog, you can do what got you there and still lose.
That's fair. I'm trying to even see who are the teams that even beat UConn this year.
And I think let me see. I was looking at this earlier, and they lost. They had like one interesting loss to one school they probably should have beat. But outside of that, it was like,
Oh,
excuse me.
they lost to Kansas in December. Who else? There's just so few losses. I'm just trying to see. They had a close one with Villanova. They pulled out a 1 point victory there. I don't know. For me, it's like, yeah, UConn is good, but like them winning, it just doesn't strike me as something that'll happen.
Great
Because
stuff.
I wouldn't like when I look at their road and their path, I just don't think they've played any smoke. They haven't been tested, respectfully. There's not a single team that I can look at in the tournament that has tested them. Really, they haven't been tested since December when they played Kansas and UNC back to back, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. Well, anything can happen in March Madness. So you you have 2 more games for your hot take to hold true. Uh,
Listen,
the odds aren't really in your favor, but hey,
hey, it's 50-50. What you mean?
yeah, that's not favorable. So
Yes, it
pick.
is.
It's
Every
pick up.
anything more than 49% is favorable to me.
It's even money. It's not favorable. It's
No,
even.
even is favorable to me.
Salute.
Listen, remember we were talking about some of these other teams a few weeks ago. Remember you were talking about Houston. Who's the other one seed?
I believe
UNC.
Houston and UNC. Yeah.
The boys got out of there, right?
Skin of their teeth. But yes.
They got skin though.
Hey,
You know
you can't argue with results. You're gonna keep producing them.
that's true. But let's talk about the real tournament, the most exciting tournament so far. The one where I can't remember in recent memory a time where I sat down to watch back to back women's March Madness games besides yesterday. I watched LSU versus Iowa and I saw what Caitlin Clark was doing to poor Haley Van Lith.
That was see, here's the thing, right? And like as I've gone about my years of watching basketball, it's like when you're guarding the top 3 player in your sport and they're getting off, is that really your fault?
Thought of like Kobe versus Tyronn Lue. Like that's
Don't
what I
do
thought.
that. Don't do that. Haley's a little more. Haley has a little more stain than Tyronn Lue does.
What you
Did.
mean?
I would say Kobe versus like.
Kobe versus who?
Hold on. First of all, let's not. We can't just throw Kobe out there. So let's
I,
dial it back.
I
Because
think that Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Buchers,
Paige Beckers, yes, Paige buckets.
Juju Watkins. I think right now we're about to enter like the WNBA 1980s where we're about to get the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. I think Angel Reese is Magic Johnson and Caitlin Clark is Larry Bird for the WNBA coming up, respectfully.
You see, you're not the first person to say this, and if you look at the scope of the WNBA, you still have Asia Wilson still going crazy out there. It's
Yeah,
not like yeah, like Asia Wilson is still her, and Liz Cambridge, she did take a step back, but she's still there getting busy as well. So the only reason why I'm gonna offer pushback is because Bird and Magic went into the league and then claimed the league as theirs immediately. I don't see Caitlin Clark doing that.
you don't see Caitlin Clark doing that.
No.
Caitlin Clark made Haley Van Lith look like she played rec league basketball versus a varsity team. That's what I saw.
I mean, she's been doing what she's been doing for throughout her college career. Don't you have like a vendetta against super seniors anyway? She's like I mean, she's a regular senior, but I feel like she's been there for a while. Just saying, man.
Nah, listen, I'm here for the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese narrative. Personally, I'm Team Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? I like Caitlin Clark as a player, but Angel Reese went to UMD, so I gotta be Team Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? Respect, salute there. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed, indeed.
Right. But when I saw Caitlin Clark, she hit the dig step, crossover, bring it over, pick, come off from the logo, money, pull up like it ain't nothing. Money, listen, she's not hitting regular three pointers. Can we acknowledge that at least? She's not
I'm
over
aware.
here. She's not over here hitting spot up threes. She's creating these shots and she's going crazy. She's pulling
But you
shots that
know,
we haven't really seen since like the likes of like Curry. She's doing Curry type things in the NCAA tournament.
well, this is the era we're in. You know, Steph Curry, Trey Young, like this is where we are. Just straight jacks. Just let them go. You live by it, you die by it. Therefore, when it doesn't work, what else are you able to do? She showed that she can still facilitate and get to the glass, but this is college. Once you get to the pros, first of all, they don't play defense in college basketball. Like the guards don't play defense. The guards play defense in the WNBA. So all this one dribble pull up stuff can't really do that there. So with efficiency. So only time will tell. I did see her get to the basket a little bit more than usual, so that's a promising sign. But I gotta see what the future holds.
Hey, we'll see. But let's break down this game, right? In the first half, it was neck and neck. I was seeing LSU. Angel Reese started off like I think like 6 for 8 or something like that. I think she had like 12 points in like the first or second quarter. Um, like 12 points, 10 rebounds, something of that nature. And she was keeping it close.
Indeed.
But the one thing I noticed with LSU is it's either Angel Reese is really on or Flo J is really on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the
Like,
dynamic duo.
yeah. And I feel like when I saw LSU play UCLA, Flo J was really getting off. She was out there blocking shots. She was blocking shots last night too. But last night it looked like it was a situation where it was Angel Reese's game to win. I don't know what Iowa did with the defensive scheming, but it seemed like they were trapping her in the paint and she couldn't really get like that type of mobility that she's used to.
Right. She also did have like a slight injury scare early in the first half. I think that definitely shifted the momentum. And from there, Iowa kind of capitalized. And outside of Caitlin Clark, there was also a falter was also hitting. She was getting to the basket, drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line, slowing the game down. It was very much it was a lot of pace, and Iowa controlled the pace throughout the course of the game. When they wanted to speed up, they sped up with ease. When they wanted to dial it back, they dialed it back with ease. And LSU was always chasing behind, whether fast pace or slow pace. They also tried to match them with the threes, and when the team is out shooting you and you feed into that, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose every single time. LSU is a very much a get to the rim type of team, and they took 24 threes in this game and hit 8 of them. They got to a free throw line 17 times. When you're a get to the rim team and you're shooting more threes than you're shooting free throws, you're doing something. You're doing something wrong.
So do you think this was like an issue with coaching?
No, I think Iowa should play really good defense. Angel stood 21 shots, and she only hit 7 of them. And Haley Van Lith was just struggling on offense. That have, which happens sometimes.
That is true. I will say, when it came to Iowa, what I really realized is just because they have Caitlin Clark, it doesn't mean that they don't have a well-rounded team. They have a solid team. And I think somebody said like the girls on this team have been playing together for like 4 years or something like that.
Yeah,
So they have that synergy, and you could really tell, right? And I've seen a lot of memes about Haley Van Lith, like people talking about this is what you transferred for. This is like what are you doing? I don't, were you seeing them too?
I did. I feel as though naturally there's going to be Shannon Sharp said it, or Shannon Sharp's coaches said it. I won't accept anything in the win that I won't accept in the loss. That's it's a common phrase. Her numbers obviously took a step back. It's her first year at a new school, playing with one of the best players in college. So naturally, the focal point will be on injuries, not her. So she's struggling to get to her spots. But yeah, I mean, she wasn't having the most pleasing numbers throughout the course of March as it is, and they were winning. And now that they're losing, it's a green light on her. She shot she shot 12.5% in the UCLA game. They sweat that, yeah, 12.5%. Very bad. They sweat that under the rug. And now in the Iowa game, she shot 20%. So she even shot better and scored more. But
Hold on.
she did.
I see what you're trying to do, Dan.
I'm presenting information.
Both of those are horrible.
They won one and they lost one with a same production. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, when you lose, you open yourself up to scrutiny.
No, that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't accept something in the laws that you weren't accepting that you were accepting in the win. If I'm driving with 3 wheels and I get to my destination, I got to my destination. Now, if I drive with 3 wheels, it's, oh, I'm playing this late, but I only got 3 wheels. You had 3 wheels when you were on time.
Mm.
So when she was not playing too great and they were winning, it was quiet. Now they take an L and this uproar. And she shot better. So it's like it's not as if
I think the scrutiny wasn't on her offense, but her defense.
again you're playing against one of the best women point guards I've seen in recent memory. So it's not like she's the only person getting cooked by Caitlin Clark.
So she just gets a pass for getting
I'm
cooked
not
like
saying
that.
I'm presenting information. I'm
Okay, so what
presenting
do you think about this? So where do you think this puts the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark debate after this matchup?
one has hardware, one doesn't. So until that changes, I think Angel Reese still has the upper hand. Also, one that plays center, physically demanding sport. One gets to the cup versus one who plays at the top of the key. She attacks the basket on occasion, but the brunt of her points are scored with jumpers. Anyone can shoot jumpers.
Not Haley Van Lith.
That's eight. She had a bad stretch.
The another thing I saw was people were saying, "Yeah, I hope she's been studying for her exams. I hope she's been academically excellent."
And man, listen, like I said, it's tough, man. Being an athlete is tough because you can get 45 in the L and then a 2 in the W, and that 45 is gonna give more praise, even though y'all lost. Like Devin Booker got 70 points and lost, but everyone saw like it's weird. It's like numbers without winning. No, winning matters. The numbers don't really matter. Now, if you have bad numbers in the loss, you shot yourself in the foot and then patch out the wound. But I'm just saying, you can't really. You gotta look at the totality of the game.
So, so you bring up an interesting point. You value the W over the individual stats.
Yeah. What's
Okay.
it? Devin Booker has 70 points in the loss.
Yeah.
Tony Romo threw for like 506 yards in a loss.
Hmm. So,
Tom Brady broke a playoff record in a Super Bowl loss versus winning a Super Bowl by only throwing one touchdown.
okay. So, does that mean? Let me pose something to you, right? Would you rather be a mediocre or average player on a super team, or the leader of a team that's taking L's?
So would that be Michael Purse not average? Would that be like
Rick Fox or what's the team that didn't do anything? Or what's his name? The mailman. What's his name?
oh, give me Rick Fox. Absolutely. I'm not being Carvalho.
Like,
Oh,
we're picking a different guy.
hell
Charles
no.
Barkley.
Oh, Chuck, I'll still be Rick Fox. I have a ring and I play with goats.
Hmm. But do you think Charles Barkley's contributions are seen as more valuable or Rick Fox's are?
Obviously, Barkley's, but at the end of the day, if we both walk in the gym, we're both getting off. Like, if I'm Rick Fox, I have a bag and I have hardware. I contributed to a championship team, and I had the skill set to beat 99% of the population. And I'm up. Yeah, I'd rather beat Rick Fox than Charles Barkley.
Hmm.
Like without like for another example, is like would I rather be J.R. Smith? No, I'll take that back. I want that one back. Would I rather be like Boris Diaw or who didn't win? Who didn't win? Mm, Shawn Marion won. Who didn't win the ring? That was like pretty good.
John
Pretty
Stockton.
John Stockton. Yeah, I'd rather be Boris Diaw. I know what the championship feels like. I know what I know how to contribute to a product enough where I get the ultimate end goal. Think about that. Think of it that way. I know
Ooh,
I know what the ultimate end goal is, and I know what I need to contribute to get there. You
I actually got one.
okay?
Would you rather be Draymond Green or Chris Paul?
Draymond,
So that was quick.
Draymond. I thrive in my role significantly, and I know what happens when I don't. We don't win. Versus Chris Paul has been in so many different places doing the same thing. Glass ceiling, glass ceiling. Yeah, I'd rather be Draymond Green. I can do everything to what I can master of none, but I got all the jewelry on my hands. Yeah, I'd rather be Draymond Green.
So do you think the accolades mean less when you're not the top contributor?
Gilbert Arenas scored 60 points on Kobe, right? And
Hmm.
didn't really win much as a as an individual. Like he didn't really get too much individual success. He was an elite scorer, and his notoriety stems from him being an elite scorer versus the likes of let me see like a Matt Barnes found his role, stuck to his role, and went and got hardware from it.
That's true.
Like if you really think about it, it'd be the role players that had the best stories. Udonis Haslam, Matt Barnes, Mike Miller, Steven Jackson, all championship level role players.
Ron Artest.
Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, whatever they call them. Championship level role players.
Yo, I remember the exact day I realized that Ron Artest and Meta World Peace were the same person. Were the same person. I was like, I was like, oh, Ron Artest was out here beating people up. Malice at the Palace. And I was like, who's this Meta World Peace guy? And then I'm Googling. I was like, you changed your name to Meta World Peace, but you were beating people up.
Let's not ignore the fact that he was justified in his actions. Somebody hurled a beer or water on him. Like that's not regular behavior.
You're a millionaire.
You you can't assault me with a fluid. As a millionaire, you are a paying customer that when they see me perform and you threw something on me. I'm not saying I would do that, but you cannot dictate how I respond to disrespect. I'm a firm believer in that.
He could have let his lawyers handle it.
Hey, hindsight is 2020.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. We didn't even talk about UConn versus USC. Juju Watkins, Paige Buckers, buckets. Talk to me.
I mean, I was talking to the homies off mic. If Paige Buckers didn't get hurt, all this Caitlin Clark stuff would be an afterthought.
Woo! That's a hot
Paige
take.
Buckers didn't get hurt, a lot of people wouldn't be talking about Caitlin Clark right now.
Is is Paige Buckers from like St. Louis or something?
He is from
She got like she got like a St. Louis vibe to her when she talked.
he's from Minnesota, so yeah, the Midwest.
Oh, I was completely off. Never mind, ignore me.
From the Midwest. Um, and there's no real weakness in her game. She's efficient. She contributes on offense and defense, and she's contributing to a winning program.
Yeah,
And then, and respectfully, it looks better. She's getting to the rim. She's stopping the ball. It's not just jack. A lot of people don't realize that she's doing this on 1 year removed from a torn ACL.
you're right.
Real deal.
No, that's fair. So when you look at somebody like Paige Buckers, because I didn't know about her till this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know about her last year.
Sweeter.
I was asleep. How do you think she stacks up against the likes of Juju Watkins?
Juju is young, but she's putting the pieces together already, and you see that. Obviously, the efficiency needs some work, but that will get there over time. And a seasoned vet like Paige kind of had her way on both sides of the ball. You guys just tip your cap and learn from that. But shooting 9 for 25 doesn't help.
You always gotta get your stats off. I respect it. I respect it. You don't
And
have to
nine
say
for
it like that though.
Respectfully, I love Juju. She's a bucket. She is real busy, but you haven't put down the efficiency. Like her off the dribble game is very nice. I've seen her take some a few folks to the cup and get busy. She has a bright future ahead.
Absolutely. I definitely would say, especially when I'm looking at the team stats, where USC lost was its efficiency. UConn shot nearly 50% from field goal, and USC shot around 30%. 50% from three, 30% from three.
Yeah, 20 missed 3-pointers. It's
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna take that many threes, you gotta make at least half of them. 9 for 29 is disgusting.
yeah, absolutely. And I'd say most of USC's game, well, I wouldn't say most of their game. I'd say they play a little bit more ISO ball, kind of like off the pick,
Yes,
not really much of a like move the ball around type of style.
it's very few sets. It's a lot of, like you said, iso ball, a little bit of all ball motion. But once the primary ball handler gets the ball handler gets the ball, that is probably the person that is going to take the shot, which will you live by, you die by.
That's fair.
Again, UConn, a very seasoned program. Coach Ariema, spoken for. A lot of greats came out of UConn's basketball team for women. So I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, I think both programs are about to win the national championship. I'll be honest with you.
Hot take. That's a steamer right there.
Could
But
be.
what do you think about UConn's coach saying that he thinks Juju should leave the NCAA and go pro early?
I mean, hey man, this money is going to be here for a good time, not a long time. So go get it while it's there. You've shown that you can play, you can develop and be rich.
I think because he was like, "Oh, you can go to the WNBA, the Big Three, go to Europe, blah 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 blah." Are we forgetting that Juju Watkins is 18 years old?
What was LeBron when he went to the league?
What I'm saying is, in LeBron's day, there wasn't NIL. Juju Watkins can make millions off of NIL and come see him in the tournament again next year.
At the
I
same
think
time,
what
the
he's
same
really
time.
saying is he doesn't want to see her in the tournament.
Yeah, two things to be true, but at the same time, even in the NIL space, some of this business is not good business.
What do you mean?
Like a lot of scams and a lot of fake deals are being presented to youth. And you also have to pay lawyer fees and account for things of that nature, which is not just easy pocket money versus being in the hold on. I see you about to have a connection here. Hold on. Versus going to the league, getting league representation, having older vets that can mentor you and guide you through the ways of the league, do's and don'ts to get higher age to get access to better facilities and things of that nature. What are you doing in school? If
We've
you're
already seen what happens when you kind of just roll the dice on mentorship. Shout out Johnny Manziel, as he was revealed in his podcast interview. Some of these older players aren't here to mentor you; they're here to keep their job. So relying on that when she's already a well-established bucket in her freshman year, true freshman, not redshirt freshman,
yeah,
18,
yeah.
true freshman. She can go get an NCAA tournament under her belt and win something. She was already first team All American. She already has some of the accolades, and she's only been doing it for 1 year. Now she develops under that USC coach who clearly knows what she's doing too. And there's no shot at UConn. UConn is one of the most decorated teams. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real. A lot of these young girls wanted to go to UConn, and UConn didn't look their way. Even Caitlin Clark said she really wanted to go to UConn, and she adores the program, but UConn never called her. But look at her now. You know. So to me, right, I think he's giving one unsolicited advice because respectfully, yes, you've been a head coach at UConn for like 30 years, but respectfully, who asked you? You know what I mean? Like
Probably
you're
somebody wrong.
mm,
I don't think he just
maybe.
rolled out of business and just started spewing information. He was probably it probably came up.
No, it was they asked his thoughts on Juju Watkins. He's over here trying to give her a life plan. That's it was a simple post game. What are your thoughts on Juju Watkins? Right. And I don't know if him saying go pro is a compliment or him speaking out of we beat you this time, but I don't know if we'll be able to beat you next time. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So Godspeed. Stay healthy.
But of these four, I want you to rank them. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige Buckers, and Juju Watkins. I want you to rank them.
I'll go Angel Reese, Paige, Juju, and Caitlin Clark West.
You think Caitlin Clark is the worst?
I think she I think if I might be wrong. I think if I was starting a team, I would select the three ladies before Caitlin Clark. I would say Angel, I would say Paige, I'd say Juju. I mean Angel, yeah, Angel, Paige, and Juju before I took Caitlin. That's just me personally.
Can I ask why?
The way I would want to organize a franchise, their skill sets are more along with the way I would like to play basketball. Personally,
So now that you got your PC answer out the way, can you give me the real answer?
it is the real answer.
Okay. So in your eyes, what does Juju have over Caitlin Clark? Juju a senior, Caitlin Clark. No, Juju a freshman, Caitlin Clark a senior.
Defense, a she still has room to grow. So she's not stuck in her ways as a basketball player. She can develop new traits. She can pick up new skills at an early age versus being it's like this, Brian. If you've been doing something for 3.5 years and then it turns like, hey, why don't you try this? And you're already having success for 3.5 years. Uh, adjusting and changing a skill set when you've been doing it for years and years on end is already hard to do as is, and especially now that you're about to go start making money and doing it professionally. Who was this person to tell you how to make a 5-star meal versus as a freshman, where it's like, all right, instead of adding, instead of like picking up your dribble here, take a gather step. Instead of taking this jumper, pump fake, take one dribble inside. These small little nuggets of advice that you can build upon as you're younger. By the time you get to 23, 24, you put it all together. Yeah, I would take the youth and build the youth, and now in the future, it's like, yeah, we saw the inklings, and now we see the full the final project. So yes,
You are aware that Caitlin Clark has the highest average for points and assists, right?
I'm aware. I'm aware.
And she's in college. Like you're essentially saying she's not going to be coachable, but she's leaving college. Isn't literally the point of college to develop that formative skill set so then you can be molded once you get to the league?
To each his own. I'm taking 2 for 14 games as a senior. I'm saying 4 for 11 games as a senior. 5 for 17 years as a senior. Obviously, when it's live by, die by, when it's time to die, you can't really come back from it. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, I don't understand. What do you mean?
As far as so as when you have a given skill set, if you're just shooting with willy nilly, if you're just letting shots go, whether your quarters or you're just heat checking your heat check all game, that's not playing basketball. You're just letting shots go. but there's no structure to that. You're just taking shots.
Mm.
So you can shoot yourself out of a game that way. You can really come back from that if you're taking 18 more threes than you have to. Like LeBron said it this way. It's like, and this isn't even like a blanket statement. This is kind of what I'm trying to highlight. For example, in situational basketball, when you have to get a 2 for 1, so let's say there's about 35 seconds left, you take an early shot so you get the extra possession versus taking your time and getting that one good possession. You see the different nuances and different things you can develop and sharpen your toolkit over time versus being however many years in the college game where you're already dominant with a skill set that can use some refinery versus being on the come up and somebody is pointing it out like, hey, I love what you're doing, but maybe you should add this. Or maybe instead of doing this, go about this way. And just making small tweaks, so making small tweaks on the way up versus being at the top and then trying to change everything. That's what I'm saying.
The only disagreement I have is all these players are considered at the top, but you're just looking at Caitlin Clark as the only one who's uncoachable.
No, maybe no. I, am I?
Yeah, I think you are. I think Caitlin Clark is definitely coachable, and she would fit a scheme. This is just a scheme that they have in Iowa. She
Okay.
passes the ball a lot.
Okay.
She had 12 assists versus LSU, 15 assists versus Colorado, 10 versus Holy Cross. When I look at her assists, the only game she really had low assists was versus West Virginia. She had 3. And that was like her worst assisting game in the whole tournament this year.
Yeah, well, Godspeed. We'll see.
My ranking, I gotta go
Okay.
Aiden Reese first, but I'm going Caitlin Clark second. And then I'm going Paige, and then I'm going Juju because Juju's young, and because she's young, I think she needs more time for me to put her amongst those 3.
Okay.
So I'm not necessarily going entirely off of age, but when I look at like output, Caitlin Clark has the accolades as an individual. Paige is coming off of an injury and fits her scheme well. Angel Reese already did the thing. Juju, she did well for a true freshman. I think she was like number 2 all time in points for a freshman in the season. So Juju's nothing to snuff at. But I think it's like essentially I don't want to crown her too early type thing, you know.
All right.
Let's see what happens next year, you know. Like Paige, Angel and Caitlin, junior seniors, right? We gave them time for development. All right. You know, one thing I'd be more interested to see is the development of like Audie Crooks alongside of Juju Watkins. Let's not forget, Audie Crooks had 40 points in her NCAA tournament debut.
Indeed.
She walked down Maryland from a 20-point deficit. And yeah, but we spent a lot of time talking about this tournament, man. Let's talk about what's going on in the NFL. Rashee Rice. Race man. Yeah, that's him. Talk to me. What's going on?
Allegedly, according to reports, there was a late night early no, it was early morning multi-vehicle accident in Dallas, Texas, and one of the vehicles in question claimed to have belonged to Kansas City wide receiver Rashee Rice.
Rashee Ruggs?
Rashee Rice. There's been reports that oh, as of 5 hours ago, he has admitted to being involved in the car crash. and he owned the Corvette that was involved in the crash and leased the Lambo. He was in the Lambo at the time of the crash, and he was the only person permitted to drive the car. Reports claim that he and a group of his associates fled the scene of the crash. So yeah, it was a very ugly scene. Had promising career. Well, we don't know if his career is over, but he was showing promise as an athlete. There were some character issues going into the draft, and unfortunately, this was not a good way to come off of winning a Super Bowl. And we don't know what penalties are lies ahead, but it's not looking too great right
So wait, he crashed his Lambo with his Corvette.
now.
That's the accident.
According to just Siri Football, it was a multi-car collision
Oh,
involving a Corvette that he owned, and he leased a Lamborghini, that was also damaged via a collision. Um, let me see if I can get some more information. It was a six vehicle accident.
six?
Yes,
Hey, yo.
yeah. There was a Corvette and the Lamborghini racing in Dallas, and
Oh, so they were drag racing, allegedly.
yes, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, hey, I don't know what it is with these skill players. You already run fast. Why you want to go fast in the car?
Unfortunately, I have a saying: play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Mm,
That's all I can really say.
hey,
Players to all parties involved, and make good decisions. People should make good decisions.
drag racing in a leased car. I really hope that nobody was hurt. Um, I really hope so, and that's unfortunate to hear. Um, I'm sure the situation is probably more nuanced than what's being let on, but I doubt that. Well, I don't. Hmm. I hope Rasheed Rice wasn't just out drag racing with his friends. Maybe it was they were like on the way to somewhere, and it was like, oh, they saw straight, and they're like, oh, race you to the next stoplight, or like, I race you to whatever exit or something. I'm assuming this was late at night. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Thank you. I think it was late night, early morning. According to the New York Post, he admitted to being involved in the six-car crash. In the text to the company that owned the Lamborghini he leased, he was racing a friend in the Corvette down the expressway and caused some serious wreckage. Um, yeah, not really, not this, not yeah. Can't really excuse it. Hopefully, yeah, it's just tough. I can't really say much about it. Just wasn't really a wise thing to do. And
Hmm.
I'm sure that the penalty for this will be major.
Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some fines, a suspension.
Indeed.
Hopefully, he doesn't go to jail. Because what I think if you, especially if you don't own the vehicle, you're leasing it. You're technically, yes, you're operating it, but it's like throwing a party in a rental. You know what I mean? That doesn't really make sense. Like,
Yeah.
not your land, not your property. It's you're occupying it. You're paying to occupy it, type of thing. But hey,
Yeah. Um, Prayers, well wishes. Hopefully, all that has to happen will happen. Hopefully, he can learn from this and bounce back. He had a promising career. He has a promising career. I don't think his career is over, but it's tough to hear. The Chiefs are more than likely going to draft some wide receivers in this upcoming draft, and yeah, uh, this kind of highlights the need for a vet. And obviously, yeah, you had Travis Kelsey there, but he kind of has his own endeavors. and he also doesn't look like certain people that are involved in these incidents.
Mm.
So hopefully they can address that in some capacity.
Hopefully, man. All right, Cam Sutton. What's going on with Cam Sutton?
Oh, well, he turned himself in about 24 hours ago.
Huh? For
After
what?
yeah, he's been on the run for a few weeks. He had a domestic violence charge in Florida, and he turned himself in recently. I think like 1 to 2 days ago. He left practice and got low for a few weeks, and it's not funny. I shouldn't be laughing. And yeah, according to ESPN, he was unable to be found for about 24 days after alleged involvement in the domestic violence case. His attorney contacted the sheriff's office. He then turned himself in, and yeah, um,
Wow. Cam Sutton. What team was he on?
Detroit. He was previously on the Steelers prior to that, but yeah, he was most recently on the Lions.
Mm. Real physical teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, yeah. I hope. So, what is he a retired player or this or he was active?
No, he was active. He was active. He was on a 3-year deal.
Oh,
Um, yeah, yeah. I don't like speaking on legal issues, and I don't have the fullness of the details, but it doesn't seem like the best turn of events for these two young athletes, and hopefully things sort themselves out. That's about it.
all right. So we got a vehicle collision. We got a domestic case. What else? What else you got on the docket for us, Dan?
It's with the heavy heart. Send my condolences to the Davis family. Vontae Davis, former DB for the Colts and the Bills and the Dolphins. He can't remember the cause of death, but he is no longer with us. He passed away at 35 after uh yeah, he was found lifeless in his home. Yeah, it's not the most cheerful news cycle. I'm not gonna lie to you. He was in his home gym where he was found unalive. He is the brother of Vernon Davis, who went to the University of Maryland. Vontae Davis attended what school did he go to?
University of Illinois.
Oh, University of Illinois. He was a first rounder drafted in 2009. He was a two-time Pro Bowler, DFB native, like I said. He has spent some time at the Colts and the Bills, most known for retiring in the middle of a game. I believe they were playing, I don't know, I think they were playing the Dolphins or something. But yeah, he was retired in the middle of a game, and he was kind of laying low since then. And unfortunately, he is no longer with us.
Well, let's take a moment of silence for Vontae Davis. Okay. Wow.
God bless the dead.
Yeah. Prayers and well wishes out to the Davis family.
Indeed.
Hmm. So I don't know what happened this offseason, but I think the Ravens loss to the Chiefs triggered a bolo for all former Ravens and things of that nature to get out of there. I think everybody's trying to jump ship, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because we also don't pay well. Maybe it's
That's the
because a lot of players get injured, but
key part.
we win.
At what cost?
Yeah, that's true. At what cost? At what cost? JK Dobbins is visiting the Chiefs. Talk about a real glass cannon. I like JK Dobbins. And when he's on the field, he's dynamic and explosive. It's just the fact that he doesn't really get to be on the field that often.
He needs to get a job with Fox Sports and cover college football. I don't think he needs to play another time in the NFL ever again. I think if you tear your ACL and Achilles and you go back to playing one of the most dangerous sports in the world, you're ignorant and you shouldn't be doing this. You're already a millionaire and you've had two career-threatening injuries. Make good decisions. I don't think this is a good decision. Not everyone has a long NFL career, unfortunately.
NFL careers aren't even that long, actually, as people think.
Yeah, the average NFL career is 2.5 years. And you just tore your knee up twice. Go home, start a family, start a business.
No, facts. I mean, the main thing I've been seeing is that Marquise Brown has also been saying, JK Dobbins, come on, join the Chiefs. Let's go get this hardware. Let's go get these diamonds. And I'm like, yo, Marquise, Hollywood, I know, I know we traded you, but you wanted out. You feel me? Is
Yeah.
is it really for these guys? Is it really forget the Ravens?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new scheme. Some of the aspects that were there when you were drafted, they are no longer there. So it's like, yeah, vaya con Dios.
And it's something about Florida receivers, right? Tyreek Hill, also from Florida, right? I'm not
Oh,
making.
damn. Whoa.
Oh,
Here's
I
my
made that up. I made that up. I made that up. I made that
You're not cooking here.
up. Tyreek Hill, a QB, a wide receiver from the South.
Oh, no. He's from Georgia. He went to West Alabama. He's from Georgia. All right. They're cousins. All right, keep on.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown might be exactly what the Chiefs needed, but oh my goodness, in the playoffs, seeing Marquise Brown line up for the Chiefs versus the Ravens is gonna be like, I don't know, like what's like a it's not the same on no on any type of like KD going to the Warriors type thing, but it's just really like, bro, the direct ops. I understand they threw you a bag, but
And the direct odds will be the Steelers. I think y'all should have more beef with Patrick Queen than Marquise Brown.
oh yeah, I think people said the way people framed the Patrick Queen thing was like they said the Queen had to leave so the King could come through.
Jeez.
Don't act like you ain't like it. You like to
Jeez.
say it. You trying to hide it on your face, but you
Jeez.
that was cold. It was a little cold.
Jeez.
But yeah, that's the only rumor I got. Free agency: Carson Wentz to the Rams. Carson Wentz, Super Bowl.
No, he went to the Chiefs. He went to the Chiefs.
Oh, Carson Wentz to the
He,
Chiefs.
he
Oh,
left the Rams to go to the Chiefs.
oh,
Yes. Um.
as a
And
backup,
then- yes. Well, of course, as a backup, it's a 1 year deal.
huh?
Carson Wentz is 31 years old. You turn your ACL. You win a ring as a backup. You're about to win another ring as a backup. So you will just want to get one more payday before you retire. I hope. Or maybe he's auditioning. Show some fires from the preseason and somebody picks you up. But I don't expect much.
So Carson Wentz has played for a lot of teams over his career. He's a former Commander for 1 year. You know, they gave him wait, they paid him this much.
No, the Colts, well, really, the Eagles paid him that much, and he's been just traded ever since. Traded twice and
He
then cut.
he never really made that much money with the Eagles. Well, actually, oh,
Yeah,
they give him a 30 million option in 2020.
yeah.
Why?
This is right before he tore his ACL. And
Oh,
he was an MVP candidate. I feel like I was talking about this to somebody earlier. But yeah, he was an MVP candidate and showed a lot of promise before tearing his knee up. And he was a top two pick, so it's like it kind of counts with the territory.
hmm, that is true. He was a number two overall pick. I mean, for a career, number two overall pick, he played for like he's on his fifth team. You made 130 million in your career. It's not a bad career.
Yeah.
8 years, 130 million. A lot of entrepreneurs don't even eclipse that in 30 years.
Yeah. Made good money. I think he stayed healthy enough to recover from injury. And yeah,
Hmm. Okay. What do you think about this? You said that he might be trying to get looks for potentially another team. What are some other teams that you think might pick up Carson Wentz?
the UFL, uh, the the Raiders, the
Vikings, Broncos.
yeah, as a backup maybe. Yeah, why not?
Snap. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Bears. Who's the Bears backup right now or starter?
I don't think they have a quarterback on the roster.
They don't?
I think it's like Nathan Peterman or something like that. Yeah, it's nothing of notoriety.
Are you allowed to not have a QB on the roster?
I mean, they got Tyson Bagent and Brewer. Yeah, they have Jags. Just another guy. So
Mm.
yeah, they need like a nice backup because backups matter in the league.
Jags, just another guy. That's a fire saying.
Yeah, I
You
wish
came
I
up with that
could.
right now?
No,
Oh,
but
you should have took credit.
no, it's like very popular. But for the sake of the Fever Pitch podcast, yes, it's fine.
Wow. Okay. Cordell Patterson, 2 year deal to the Steelers. I think they picked him up primarily as a kick returner.
Yeah, this new. I still don't even know exactly what this is, but obviously the league does, and they're adjusting to it accordingly. So I mean, yeah, chestnut checkers.
Chestnut checkers. All right. Hassan Reddick traded to the New York Jets from Philadelphia. He's had 4 consecutive 10 plus sack seasons in a row. Is he the game changer that the New York Jets need? Or are the New York Jets like a team that is specking into a category that you already have good personnel in?
Yeah, you got Quentin Williams. You got I. Who else is on that D line? Oh, Quincy Williams' brother. So yeah, there's talent there. You're just adding more eggs in the fridge. Are you gonna cook? Whether you're gonna cook something.
Hmm. My gripe with the New York Jets is they spend a lot of money on their defense, but it doesn't really seem like their defense is the issue. Their offense is the issue.
Issue was subjective. They had Zach Wilson at quarterback. So I was like, what did you expect to happen?
I think yes, you have Aaron Rodgers right now, but you need to, if possible, maybe not this year. I don't think they can get a QB this year. Maybe go get like a Shador next year or somebody.
Yeah,
Get
potential.
somebody next year. Who are even the QBs who are still in college that are being looked at for next year?
Robbie Leonard, Tyler Van Dyke, Shador,
Archie.
Cam Archman. I think Archie is 26.
Ah,
Cam Cam Ward. Uh, there's a few guys. QB class. DJ Ugalele, or however you say his name. Quinn Ewers. Drew Avar. Yeah, there's a few. There's quite a few.
hmm. So so does this Hassan Reddick signing move the needle for you?
No, they are where I thought they would be, like a wild card team with the ability to go as far as the Super Bowl. We probably won't. So I still think that's the I like it, but I mean, cool. They're bored, so they did something.
That's fair. All right. Let's talk about the NFC East. Let's talk about the moves the NFC East should be making in this free agency NFL draft situation. Let's talk about the Eagles. First, I'm gonna let you know the Eagles have the fourth most cap space in the league right now.
Wait, what? How?
The Eagles surprisingly have been getting they sign players early. So
That's true.
I think what the deals they present are always seen as big at the time, but in the grand scheme of things, they tend to age well.
Yeah, I think a lot of their money is backloaded and things of that nature.
Mhm. So what do you think the Eagles need to be doing going forward in this free agency and for the draft?
Well, let's see. They they traded with Hassan Reddick so that the defense technically got worse. They cut Kevin Byard and Avonte Maddox. They need youth. They signed they need youth. They brought back CJ Gardner Johnson. They got Devin White. So they have championship pedigree in their locker room. I know CJ Gardner Johnson didn't win, but he got there. Same with Oren Burks. He didn't win, but he got there. They brought in Saquon for a 3-year deal. So it's really the same team. They haven't changed much. They just put different people in the same roles as others. And I mean, yeah, I guess Kellen Moore will provide a more digestible offense, and they won't collapse mid-season again. And if you do that, I mean, you might be back in the Super Bowl.
I think the main thing, like you were saying, is the defense. I think they need to draft some defensive players to add some youth, like you're saying. So I definitely do agree there. Their offense looks great. With their, I think the I'm forgetting who their guard was, but their guard is now slating in for center, so they might need another offensive lineman as well.
Yeah, potentially.
So
Uh, I'm looking at this mock. Tankathon hasn't taken Nate Wiggins with the 22nd pick, cornerback, and then the second round they're going to go after a linebacker from Texas A&M, Edwin Cooper, and then the third round they're looking at a. It doesn't appear that they have a third round pick. I'm
yeah,
gonna look at another mock, but yeah, defense is already not what I was thinking. But hey, I could be wrong.
it looks like they have two second round picks, a fourth round, three fifth rounds, and a sixth.
As of 11 hours ago, when Zerline dropped the mock, which features the Eagles taking. Yeah, Nate Wiggins at 22 in the first round, and in the second round. Oh no, it's a wrong round. It's a one round mock. So yeah, they're probably gonna address the defense. Darius Slay in out there in age, so they could use some youth in the secondary. So yeah, why not go with Nate Wiggins?
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to see. Now we got the New York Giants. What direction do you think the New York Giants are going to be going in?
Uh, was I don't know if I said this on the pod, but they keep on getting progressively worse versions of Daniel Jones. Like it's just they had Daniel Jones, and now they had Drew Lock. I mean, no, progressively worse versions of Josh Allen. they can't get Josh Allen, so they got Daniel Jones. They see that Daniel Jones isn't really that good, so they had Drew Lock. Tall, white, athletic quarterbacks that can't really win. So it's looking like they're gonna take a quarterback in this draft. I know there's been the JJ McCarthy hype, but this mock has them trading up and taking Drake May, which will be interesting. I don't see it happening, but it could. I've also seen mocks of them taking a wide receiver, Malik Neighbors or whomever falls to 5 as a fifth pick. Six, yeah, 6. Pardon me. They could use around. Oh no, they had Devin Singletary. So yeah, they're replacing what they're losing with worse pieces, but maybe those worse pieces can form a better product.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're getting Drew Lock, you're getting Isaiah McKenzie, you're getting Devin Singletary. Uh, Isaiah McKenzie and Devin Singletary were both Bills, so they have familiarity with the Brian Daboll offense. So they're just getting some Nepo hires. Isaiah Hodgins and Nepo hire. Yeah, nothing of real substance. Sustenance. They traded for Isaiah Simmons earlier. I think that was in the summertime. I like that deal. If they can keep him, if Darren Waller can still play football, then nice. If not, then cut him. But yeah, there's a lot that needs to happen in the New York.
Hmm. Yeah, well said. When looking at the Giants, I think the biggest thing is that QB concern. I don't know if they go the Drake May route, but they got to get somebody. You can't. That's not how you can start off, in my opinion.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This defense, they were all Burns and Ben. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, just get some offense. That's all you need now. This all this defense will win you a couple of games by themselves.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ben. When I'm looking at the Giants, the main concern isn't their defense; it's the offense. With that 6 overall, people are saying either a QB or a top wide receiver. You either get a Rome Dunze or a Malik Neighbors, or um, I don't imagine Jaden Daniels sliding down to 6. Maybe potentially a JJ McCarthy if he doesn't get picked up by the Vikings at 5.
Right.
So yeah. And then I see other talks of bolstering the offensive line as well. Maybe getting Brock Bowers, getting a tight end, but
Yeah.
really a lot focused on wide receiver, QB, tight end. I don't know if they yes, they do have a bad offensive line. They do. So they
Not terrible. It's not bad. They could get better. They had 2 first rounders on that O line. So
they was getting
they
cooked last year. Or
I
am I
know. Yeah, like I said, they can be better, but they already spent 2 first rounders on that O line already.
yeah, maybe if you need sometimes you just need a vet on the O line, somebody who knows what they're doing, who got the them vets who be having the finger tape, the little arm sleeve. Somebody you're like, yeah, this is the offensive lineman for real. You know,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. But all right, let's talk about America's team allegedly America's team, Cowboys. What do you think the Cowboys need to do in this offseason?
According to the fans of America's team, they need to address the running back position, whether that's Braylon Allen, Blake Corum. Uh, there's another running back they liked, but yeah, they just draft a running back somewhere. You lost Tony Pollard, so you obviously that's just a need you need to address. You have Rico Dado re-signed, so I don't think that's anything of substance. You need to pay Micah Parsons. Um, he picked up his 5th-year deal, so usually when they do that, an extension is looming. So just extend. or not. I mean, hey, you need to figure out what you're gonna. You need to figure out what you're gonna do with that. I wouldn't mind drafting another wide receiver because Brandon Cooks is kind of old. So getting some youth in the wide receiver room wouldn't hurt. Yeah, just don't lose to bet. Just don't lose games you should win, and you should be fine.
Well said, well said. I'm seeing a lot of the same things. Get a wide receiver to complement CeeDee Lamb. Um, I'm seeing a lot of get offensive line throughout this draft being set for the Cowboys. Um, yeah, and running back. So I think those are the main target areas: offensive line, wide receivers, and a running back. Not even a high draft pick, if anything. I'm seeing like a third rounder being mentioned. Um,
Yeah, they just need bodies. Even the linebacker room is kind of weak.
mhm. uh, this running back, Trey Benson, Florida State.
Florida State. Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing mentioned.
Hmm, not bad, not bad.
All right, let's talk about the Commanders. Now, keep in mind, Commanders have the second most cap space in the league right now.
They spend a lot of money, and they
They
got a
spent a
lot.
lot.
They got a lot of former Cowboys. So, uh, the likes of Doing Armstrong, Dante Fowler Jr. I think there's another former. Oh, well, not a former Cowboy, but Bobby Wagner. Oh, Tyler Biadasz is another former Cowboy. So yeah, I mean, they addressed a lot of these so-called needs in free agency. They signed Austin Eckler. They signed Tyler Biadasz, Nick already, Dante Fowler. They made a lot of signings, which is nice. You're gonna need to hit on your quarterback. It's looking like it's gonna be Jaden Daniels. Um,
So let's talk about this QB pick for the Commanders, right? Because I'm seeing earlier I was seeing a lot of Drake May. Now I'm seeing a lot of Jaden Daniels, and I'm even seeing some mentions of JJ McCarthy. What direction do you think the Commanders should go for a QB?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like I'm like exhausted of like all this quarterback conversations. I don't even want the draft to happen. I've been hearing about all these QBs since December. But if you ask me, what you did, I think they're gonna take Jaden Daniels or Drake May. If you had to pencil my name next to one of them, pencil my name next to Jaden Daniels, I would think it would be dumb to hire or not hire to draft another UNC quarterback when you just traded one away. And the one before that one was Mitch Trubisky, and we know how amazing Mitch Trubisky is. So I think Drake May's gonna have a good career. I don't think he's gonna be a Sam Howell or a Mitch Trubisky, but clearly there's something about that school where your QBs don't pan out in the league. So steer clear. With that being said, even though there's reports of some weird relationship with Adam Peters and Gene Daniels, I think that's just a smoke screen. I think that you're doing that to muddy the waters and just drag them at two. Looking at the pieces in this offense, it's looking just like it's going to be a very much uh read option-ish spread college style offense, and Jaden Daniels has that ability factor. Very limited he's small and he's very limited as a passer. So I feel like Kyler Murray was small. Obviously, he was an athletic freak and could throw the ball very well. But I think Cliff Kingsbury can fine tune the offense where need be. So it's a little more fitting for Jaden Daniels or Drake May, but I think it's gonna be Jaden Daniels. And yeah, I think they'll be a 6-7 win team and build from there.
Hmm. So how do you think they utilize some of this cap?
Oh well, they've signed the other pieces already. Austin Eckler, Marcus Mariota, Zach Ertz. Uh, they signed a bunch of linemen, which is promising. You did everything you would do for an incoming quarterback. Now you just need to get the quarterback.
Yeah, and I think on Spot Tracker said they still had around like 40 something billion.
Hmm.
So that does leave a lot of room for I don't know if they could trade for somebody or get another. Yeah, oh yeah, they have 43 billion currently.
I did hear them being linked to trade talks for Brandon Ayuk.
Mm.
If they pull that off, I would love to see that. Brandon Ayuk considered a corner. That'd be a top 8 duo in the NFC. So yeah.
So I should probably mention this. The top five teams with the most cap space are the Patriots, Commanders, Texans, Eagles, and Chargers. The team that concerns me the most here is the Texans. The Texans have $32 million in cap space for this year.
Okay.
You mentioned some of these wide receivers trying to get paid. If the Texans somehow add, I just blanked on his name,
Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk, they might be the number one team to watch for next season.
I think they need to pay Nico Collins first.
Didn't they just get Nico Collins? Isn't he in like second year?
Like this is his third going into his fourth year.
Really?
Yeah. And they just extended Dalton Schultz, so obviously they like their not homegrown, but they like to keep people. So they'll follow suit, I hope, and extend Nico Collins. He's going into the last year of his rookie deal, and typically players don't like to play without an extension. So we'll see how that goes. We might say hold out. Hopefully not. Uh,
Did Nico Collins get hurt this year?
yes,
That might hurt him.
could it could.
First 2 years, he wasn't really spectacular either.
Who was the quarterback there, Brian? Davis Mills?
Yeah, I'll give you
Case Keenum?
that.
What? Of course.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they tell him, chill, show us something this year, and then we got you.
Yeah, that could happen. Tank Dell was there, very promising player. He
Tank
has
Dell got injured too, right?
he did, but this is year two. He's looking like he's at full strength. I hope he is. I've seen him working out. He's looking healthy, got speed. But yeah, they were linked to Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a butt. They were linked to somebody else. Like all the players that were linked to aren't there anymore. Oh, Saquon. Saquon's the Eagle. So it's like obviously they want to add to this offense, and they're probably going to do that in the draft. They did bring in Joe Mixon, so that's something. If they add upon that, I mean, hey, why not?
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see. Definitely be interesting to see.
According to this mock on NFL.com, they're slated to be taking a uh oh no, then they traded their first round pick to the Vikings, if I'm not mistaken. So they're
Hmm.
not adding anything in the first round.
Hmm. What did they get for that?
Let me see. Pardon me. They traded their first round pick to the Cardinals. I think this is stemming from a deal that got done last year, in which they ended up taking Will Anderson last year. Let me get the facts on that. Give me a second. Yeah, they have 8 picks on the draft, 3 in the top 100. Their first pick is until the second round. Um, according to the March article, they know their exact picks for every round at the draft. So they already have a plan. They're just not disclosing it.
Hmm. So what did they trade their first round pick for?
Oh, they traded that to get Will Anderson.
Oh, they traded this year's first round pick to get Will Anderson last year.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. All right, bet. But all right, let's change the temperature, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into some hot takes. NC State is going to win March Madness this year
I'm glad you think so.
on the men's side.
I'm glad you think so. It kind of ties into your no one seed's gonna win, so they're not the one seed, so makes sense.
The reason I think this is because they're battle tested.
Fair.
When I look at Purdue, besides NC State, Purdue and Alabama are right up there being battle tested. UConn is just not battle tested in my eyes.
They just won last year.
Yeah, different roster.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I can't argue with that. You're right.
no pushback, really.
I can't argue with that. But I would say, yeah, winning culture doesn't leave just because the players do. It's the culture that makes the team.
The players make the team, and the players make the culture.
You know how they say play like a Raven? Ed Reed isn't there anymore. Ray Lewis isn't there anymore. That Ravens culture is still there,
But they had to be there to build that culture.
eventually.
What?
I
They
don't
were
know where the culture stands from. It could have been before them. We don't know.
when they got drafted in the inaugural season for the team,
Yeah, I'm just,
brother.
I'm just
I think Ray
saying.
Lewis got drafted. No,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every was a few years after, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, but the next one I got for you is: despite the moves made, the Jets won't be a good team next year.
Define define good team.
Wild card exit at best.
Wild card exit at best. What makes you think that?
I think that when let's like for example, when you see like a bodybuilder, but it's like they just keep building up only like their traps and shoulders, but they just refuse to hit legs and they look like a Dorito.
Dorito is nuts. But
That's
okay.
that's what I see when I see the Jets. They're building up their defense, but they're not building up their offense. You're not really targeting the areas you're supposed to be targeting. You're
Well,
not building an overall balanced team, and yeah, your defense will be able to stop something, but the offense has to be able to score too.
yeah, they have the offense is young. You have Bruce Hall and Garrett Wilson. You just added Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought of Mike Evans. Oh, my main concern for them is they're not really bolstering this O line, which was sold, which literally cost them Aaron Rodgers last year. You got what Tyron Smith, I think.
Yeah.
How many year vet? Don't get me wrong, Tyron Smith is solid, but the offensive line needs some more bolstering, and just overall, I think more should be done to bolster that offense that isn't being done.
I mean, they brought in Morgan Moses, former Raven.
All right, and I also think Aaron Rodgers is washed.
Define washed. And why do
Um,
you think?
Washed as in, I think he thinks he's gonna have a Tom Brady like revival and go get a ring, but no, no. Don't get me wrong. I like Aaron Rodgers a lot, but you tear your Achilles at 40, how old is he? 41, 42?
I've been 40.
At 40,
I think it was 40, yeah.
you're already past your athletic peak and prime.
No, he wasn't 40 yet, but yeah, he's 40 now. He was 39 when he tore it
But yeah, he's been in the NFL for how long? 20?
since 05.
19 years? He's been playing football since before I started watching TV.
I mean, if Brady can do it, why can't he?
You see, Brady has that factor that MJ also has, that Kobe also has, that the world hates me. I need everybody is my enemy. I have to go get it. I don't
Aaron Rodgers is the one of the most hated athletes ever.
really.
Yeah. He's
Why?
a very like against the grain, off the wall, third eye. Yeah, I think this and nobody else does type of guy.
So we're talking about different things. You're talking about Aaron Rodgers being the Kyrie of the NFL.
Yes.
I'm talking about having that killer instinct on the level of Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. The type of things where Tom Brady's like, I'm not chasing Montana, I'm chasing Jordan. Like, let's be serious. That's like a top five Tom Brady quote, you know.
Yes.
So in my opinion, when I look at him, don't get me wrong, he's gonna be solid for them if he doesn't get injured. No, knock on something. I don't wish injury on anybody. And I want the Jets to get every dollar that he's out of him that he's worth. But I don't think that investing in a 40-year-old QB is smart.
The
It
Bucks did.
it worked well for the Bucks. It did. But I think there's a reason we don't see this being replicated across the board. It's not like Aaron Rodgers has won 3 rings in a row or anything. Don't get me wrong, he has like he has multiple MVPs. Don't get me wrong. But as we see, MVP doesn't necessarily indicate champion. Shout out my guy Lamar. That's my guy. He has two MVPs, but he knows he's not chasing MVPs. He's chasing hardware. He knows.
The MVP is hardware, but I understand the sentiment, championship.
You knew what I was trying to say.
I know, but you gotta be, hey, Mr. Colfax.
Yeah,
I'm doing my job.
that's fair. The next one I got for you is the Cavs will be a first round exit this year.
Who you win?
The Cavaliers,
So yeah, if the playoffs started right now, they'd be playing the 6 seed, which is the Bucks on the 2 seed anyway. Which is you had the Pacers being the Cavs.
yeah.
All right. Anyway, I'm not with you there. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry,
What?
sir.
Explain your perspective.
We haven't seen Tyrese Halliburton in the playoffs.
Say it again.
We haven't seen Tyrese Halliburton in the playoffs.
Well, we've seen Tyrese Halliburton. He's a hooper, yeah.
Yeah, he also got hurt. Yeah,
Okay. Is he back yet?
he's back. Not the best stretch of basketball, but he is back.
I'm looking at his most recent game. 27 minutes, 27 points, 13 assists, 4 rebounds.
Go to that March 27 game against the Bulls.
March
4 for 15.
27. Oh,
Yeah, ugly, ugly.
15. Hmm.
Over his last 10, he's averaging 18 and 19 and 10, 2 turnovers. Not bad. 45% splits, not bad, but hey. Within that, you have a 12-point dud against the Lakers, a 13-point dud against the Bulls. So yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton from Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
6'5", 185.
Yeah.
talented player. I wish the Wizards took him, but hey,
Yeah. Iowa State standout.
the floor is very low and the ceiling is kind of glass.
You think Tyrese Halliburton has a glass ceiling?
It's looking that way, and
Mm.
that's not hate, but I just kind of see post injury, he kind of got nerfed.
Hey, listen. Yeah, he's born on a leap year, so he's really 6 years old. He's February born February 29th, you know.
Yeah,
So give him some time. Let him grow into it. He's only 6.
move, move, Ryan, just move, move.
All right. Change the temperature for me, man. Let's get into some of these cold facts.
All right, all right, all right. Old facts. Well, I mean, in the NFL, yeah, in the NFL, as the draft is approaching in about 3.5 weeks, the Ohio State Buckeyes has had 90 first round selections all time, which is the most, followed by the University of Southern California with 85, Alabama and Notre Dame with 70 apiece, and the U, Miami of Florida, with 67 first rounders all time. Those are your top five schools.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I feel like I forget that Ohio State has always been dominant, and Alabama was kind of like a recent dominant of the last like 20 years. Notre Dame has been here for a while too.
Yes.
USC also a while. Miami
Yes.
a while also. So
Yes.
this checks out.
Yes.
I'd be interested to hear the split of by what position. I know Notre Dame is more of like their successful players are more of like O line heavy. I know they're like an O line factory in that regard. Um, Miami, I don't know why when I think Miami, I think defense.
Yeah. Defense and running backs.
Alabama, I just think all around first rounders.
Yes.
Maybe more QBs and running backs.
Yes.
What do I think when I think Ohio State? Wide receivers, yeah.
Recent. Yeah.
Running backs, yeah. I guess all around also for Ohio State. I guess I don't really particularly think about Ohio State's defense. I think more offense for Ohio State, but I'd say it's
Yeah.
more around for Alabama.
Yeah, but they had a couple of defensive guys with Jeff Okuda. Um,
I don't know what that is.
you know who Jeff Okuda is?
Nope. Care to fill me in?
He's the first rounder for Detroit. He's now with the Falcons. Kind of a bust, but he's from my country, so I had to give him my respect. Top three.
What an introduction. You don't know who Jeff Okuda is? He was with this team, that team. He's kind of a bust, but yeah. If he's kind of a bust, why would I know him?
Mhm. I mean, you know who JK anyway.
JK Dobbins was on my team,
He also went to Ohio State.
but I only know him because he's a Raven.
That's not true. We you didn't watch him in college before he got drafted.
I saw him a few times, but I know Saquon Barkley more notably from college than J.K. Dobbins.
Saquon was also went number 2 overall. So yeah, the NFL knew him more notably.
Yeah.
So shout out to both of those gentlemen, very esteemed college athletes. Gave my Terps hell throughout the course of my career.
Oh,
So
gave him something. All right.
indeed, indeed. Um, what else I got? What else I got? What else I got? The UConn Huskies and the NC State Wolfpack, both of their men and women's basketball teams are in the Final Four this year. I believe this is the first time this has happened.
And UConn has always had a dominant program on the women's side. Has UConn always had a dominant men's program too?
Well, they won prior to last year. They won with Shabazz Napier and who
Oh,
else
I know that guy.
was Kemba Walker on that team? I don't think he was, but they've had a good amount of success.
Hmm.
So I'm not surprised that they're back, especially with the culture that they built.
They've won five NCAA tournaments: 99, 04, 11, 14, and 2023.
Yeah, so a decent amount of space between each of these appearances. Funny enough, in the '04, the women's and men's UConn team also won both championships.
Hmm.
It's a cold fact within the cold fact.
Hmm. It just gets colder, huh?
Mhm.
Hmm. And
Mhm.
what? And in that era, from the what? I think Jim Calhoun was the coach the whole time. He was coach from
Mhm.
'86 to 2012. So, he, yeah, yeah, He has three of their tournament wins. Yeah,
Great coach, great coach, great coach.
yeah. Um, and then NC State, is NC State known for winning?
Winning, I mean, I know Dennis Smith went there.
So,
That's
what's
about
changed for them recently?
DJ Burns.
It looks like they were those guys in the '80s and a little bit in the '70s. No, they won it in '74,
74 and 83, yes.
50 years ago.
Uh, Let me see who is notable from the school. Because the only person I can think of is Dennis Smith. I'm sure there's somebody I'm gonna see, but like, oh, he went to NC State. I had no idea. Uh,
Nate McMillan,
oh yeah, name him on head coach. It's very solid, very solid.
um, TJ Warren.
TJ Warren, Philly Del Negro, my guy. A lot of coaches, David Thompson, Nate McMillan, Vinny Del Negro.
Do you know? What's this guy? David Thompson.
Yes, David Thompson. I'm familiar with this game.
Yeah, he was on the team from '72 to '75. Wait,
Yeah,
David
from
Thompson, as in Klay Thompson's dad?
no, that's Michael Thompson. David Thompson was the went to NC State with a 1975 pick for number one overall. He was
Oh, he was the number one overall pick.
yes,
Excuse all my disrespect.
yes, yes. He averaged 25 and 8 as a freshman. Averaged 30 and 8 as a junior. He's in the college basketball Hall of Fame.
Huh,
Three-time ACC all three-time ACC player of the year.
huh. He had quite the career.
Yes, indeed.
What has he been doing since the '80s? Oh,
Uh, he played and then he's gone about his business as a
no,
father.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm seeing some things that we're not gonna highlight.
He got his degree, went back to finish school.
Yeah,
And he was
salute.
inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he's a motivational speaker.
Hmm. Oh, did you know about Kenny Carr?
Tell me more. What the name has rung a bell, but I
Kenny
need to.
Carr, born in DC, 6'7",
Oh,
power forward, went to NC State. He was drafted in 1977, sixth overall pick. He went to DeMatha Catholic High School in
oh.
Hyde, Maryland. Played for
Yeah.
the Lakers, Cavs, Pistons, and Trailblazers.
Okay, Thurl Bailey and Sidney Lowe. I do know a couple of these guys. I know Thurl Bailey. Very solid role player. in the 80s, and then Sidney Lowe is now currently coaching for the assistant coach of the Cavaliers. He also went to DeMatha, and he was a second team All ACC. Very solid, very solid. The more you know, with a little bit of research.
Huh. Kenny Carr, I guess a bit of a side tangent. He started a construction company in Oregon. It has 110 companies. He started out of his basement while he was playing with the Trailblazers. He always planned to go back to DC, but his family kind of settled into Oregon. And he said, "My kids like being here, and we were settled. Once that happens, you don't necessarily live your life where yourself anymore. You make compromises." It's a good guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in the DeMatha Catholic High School Hall of Fame.
Well, look at that.
Hmm. But what else you got for us?
Oh, well, uh, on the topic of basketball, one of my favorite point guards, Rajon Rondo, he's called it a career. He's retiring. It's looking like he's going to step into the coaching his kids. He also went back to school to finish his degree. So he's on to bigger and better.
I've heard that people say that Rajon Rondo is one of the best basketball minds out there. Do you think we'll see him in a coaching role?
Potentially. Yeah. I would say probably coaching high school before like the pros. But yeah, I definitely think he has the ability to be a vessel to somebody because he's a well-known went to Oak Hill. So if you get an Oak Hill, you're already kind of spoken for. And yeah, like I said, very, very talented, two-time champion, uh, defensive stud. So yeah, shout out.
Salute. Was praising DJ Burns. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, game respects game. And when the best player in the NBA says that you're doing something right, you keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. And especially with like some of these like spotlights. Like, do you think March Madness puts players on the map?
Of course.
Like, I didn't know who DJ Burns was before this.
I like DJ Burns, Corey Chesper. I mean Corey Chesper, he's in the league now, but yeah. Because like nobody really watches Gonzaga basketball or UVA basketball or these Western known schools. So you're gonna turn and start kicking ass. Yeah, you're gonna develop a buzz, and
Hmm.
from there it's like yeah. Oh, that guy went to so, and especially if you're the guy at a school that many people aren't familiar with, your name is going to be in the media a lot because people want to figure out how this team got so good. It's because of you. And then from there, it's like, all right, bet this guy's one of them.
No, that's fair. Especially it's like you're saying, if you're creating all this buzz, people want to know who you are.
Right.
Hmm. Things are coming crashing down for the Kings. Malik Monk is out for 4 to 6 weeks. How do you think this affects the Kings in their playoff run?
Oof. I mean, Kevin Hurt. Oh yeah, they're taking a few players are going down with injury. Oh, I did not know Leandro Barbosa was on this coaching staff. Side tangent. I think this will give room for the likes of Chris Duarte, a young guard from Oregon who showed some promise to get some more minutes. In addition to that, you're gonna have to lean on your stars a little bit more. Keem Murray, De'Aaron Fox, DeMontis Sabonis, and then you even got Davion Mitchell. The Kings have a good roster, so yes, your veteran. It's kind of interesting because like Malik Monk is a vet, but he still has room to grow as a player in himself. So he kind of has like a 20-year role in my opinion. But in his absence, it's giving opportunity for the likes of Davion Mitchell, um, Chris Duarte, and others to get more shots, get more opportunities to thrive and contribute to the offense and defense.
So like you said that Malik Monk is a vet. How many years does a player need to have before they become a vet?
I mean, I don't think it's like a set number of years. Anything more than one is a veteran.
Really?
Yeah, a veteran is anything that's not a rookie. Now, a seasoned vet, that's when you want to get a little more nuance. But if you've been in the league for 6 years, you're a veteran.
So do you think the term veteran means the same thing in the NFL and the NBA?
Yeah, I think being a veteran doesn't necessarily mean you're good, but it's like, yeah, you've been able to stay in the league for an extended period of time. You had tenure. You're doing something right. That someone else can learn from.
True. All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Speaking of people who have shown something, Deontay Murray puts up 44 shots and scored all 11 overtime points. I'm blanking on what team they're versus, but this was the most number of shots put up since like I think it was like Kobe and like oh something in a
Yeah,
game.
man. Yeah, we're in the culture of just letting it fly. DeJounte Murray, he's from the Pacific Northwest, Seattle to be exact. So that's Jamal Crawford, Zach LaVine, a few other people, Isaiah Thomas. Like Seattle got some hoopers. So yeah, I'm not surprised. But scoring 44 points on 44 shots, that's pretty inefficient. I'm sorry. But I think they won the game. So you kind of have to again, you want I won't accept anything in the win that I wouldn't accept in the loss. So an inefficient 44, kind of have to take that and just hope you improve on your efficiency. Because he also had 7 rebounds and 7 assists and 2 steals on the block. So he stuck the set he stuck the stat sheet and they won the game. So can't be mad.
Hmm. Okay, Jalen Brunson also putting up numbers. He had 60 points versus the Spurs. Wemby also had 40 points in the game.
Oh yeah, that was a duel for the ages. Spurs came out on top, if I'm not mistaken. But Brunson got busy. Yeah, I think that's the second most points in the Garden since Melo. Yeah, I've been a Jalen Brunson fan since Nova, and I'm just glad he's getting an opportunity to show that
Hello, you mean since Clay?
that was in the Garden, was it?
Oh, you said in the Garden. I thought you said from a guard.
No, in the
Oh,
Garden. And even if it was from a guard, I think Luka had like 73. So that
Luka
would
had
be the most.
73?
Yeah, this year we highlighted that.
Oh,
He got 73 on the Hawks.
sheesh.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, we're in the era of a lot of points being scored. Defense is an afterthought, unfortunately.
Do you think like I always see players getting 60, 70. Do you think there's like a silent respect for Kobe's record not to pass it?
Yeah. Mm. You might be right. I didn't think about that until you asked me that, and you might be onto something.
Because Clay had what, like he had like 60 something in or almost 70. He had like I think he had like 68 or 69 in 3 quarters. It's like,
Yeah, 60 on 20 dribbles, 3 quarters.
yeah. So it's like, why take why sit out the whole fourth?
Well, we also live in the era where running up the score is just not something that happens anymore.
Hmm.
So that also plays a part in it. Like Kobe's 81, I think he needed all 81 of the
Yeah, because I think they went to overtime.
Did they? They might have. Let me see. Did they go to OT? No, I think it was in regulation. It was in regulation. But yeah, Kobe, they only won by 18 and Kobe had 81. So just think about that.
Yeah. Oh, oh yeah, it was in regulation.
Yeah, Chris Bosh had 8 rebounds in that game.
Definitely,
18 and 8.
definitely different basketball. I'm looking at the stats of that game. The Lakers had 60 rebounds to the Raptors 37.
I'm not gonna lie, 81 on 28 buckets is pretty good efficiency.
Yeah, he's shooting what,
You
50?
know,
No, not
yeah, 14 for 23.
he's shooting better than 50. He's shooting like what's that?
Yeah, 52.
He's shooting like yeah, 50s.
Yeah, pretty good efficiency.
Yeah, he's shooting 60%. 60.1. 61%. Huh.
He at the 46.
60.8, yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's great numbers.
Okay.
81 points, two assists. The two assists is crazy. Just to show you I can do it. I was like, yeah, here.
He's actually hilarious for that. He knew what he was doing.
Of course,
He did that on purpose.
of course.
So speaking of small time greats, LeBron says he's planning on retiring soon. What are your thoughts?
I had the intentions of attending LeBron's final game in the league ever. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Do you have like $40,000?
I don't have $4. Just kidding. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I mean, hey, man plans God laughs. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. But if we're reaching that, if we're seeing the end of LeBron's career, my thought of him winning one more before he hangs it up is looking a little less likely. But yeah, he's still a top three player in my eyes, with or without it.
I think he probably hangs it up within the next 2 seasons. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hmm.
I think he's really waiting on his son to go to the league, but I don't think Bronny's going to declare because Bronny's not ready.
I don't think you're wrong. Might take an extra year just to develop his skills, and then after that, into the draft.
Yeah. But something that people don't really think about is have you ever thought about how much pressure Bronny must be under to live up to LeBron James? His name is literally Bronny.
Honestly, they say that Bryce is really the meal ticket. They say that Bryce is like the skill, like as far as like the best of the James gang, Bryce is really the one that really has it put together. But at the same time, I feel like same thing with these highly touted prospects. All are teenagers that just happen to play a sport very well compared to your peers. So just block out the noise and do your best.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, LeBron also just passed Michael Jordan for most 30-point games in NBA history. A lot of people are saying, oh, why did it take him so long to get this many 30 plus point games? Michael Jordan averaged, I think, more than two more field goals per game in every game in his career than LeBron.
Michael Jordan averaged 30, I think 32 for his career. All he did was score. Like he would score first, second, and third. Put the ball in the bucket. No, he averaged 30 for his career. 30 flat for his career. Um and he was averaging 37 by year three. That is crazy. to average 37 year in the league, playing all 82 games. That's nuts.
I mean,
But
hold
yeah,
on.
he has
I
that.
got now I gotta look at LeBron's averages.
That's nuts. 37 in year three is nuts. But
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
he has the highest career points per game of all time, NBA record 30.1. All he did was score.
Yeah, year one, LeBron was averaging 20, then 27. Year three is averaging 31.4, 27.3, 30. Yeah, LeBron doesn't really deviate too much from his mean.
Yeah, 27, 28.
Yeah. But I think that's also because LeBron passes the ball more.
He does, yes.
Yeah, the assists have always been around 6, 7. Some years getting up to 8.
37, 5, and 5 in year three is crazy.
Mhm.
In the hand check era, that's insane.
He took a cup of coffee at the Heat and got 2 rings. Huh.
Yeah.
People don't talk about that enough.
No, they do. They do. It gets talked about.
Hmm.
They burned his jersey. Yeah, he just talked about Brian.
Yeah. He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 years to start off at the Cavs, 4 years Heat, 4 years Cavs. He's been on the Lakers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's been on the Lakers for 6 years,
Yeah, I think his tenure with the Lakers is longer than any stint he's had in his career.
except
People
for
don't,
the initial with the Cavs.
yeah, people don't really talk about that enough.
Yeah. Huh, wait. LeBron hasn't been playing all the games ever in his whole career.
Yeah, low manage,
You said low manage?
low manage. Yeah, you got to preserve your body.
He played 55 last year, 56, 45, and 20. Oh, I think it's COVID. He played 82, Cavs 2017, 2018. All right, I'm belabored. Um, but yeah, how do you think this affects the LeBron versus Jordan debate?
I think at this point, there's going to be arguments on both sides of the camp. There's no wrong answer. You just have to present your facts and get enough people to believe one side or another.
What side are you on? That's the real question.
I think if you retire in the middle of your career, you can't be let go. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
So I'm sorry.
I respect that. You retire, come back.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait. Why? Why do you hold that belief?
Because why are you retiring? Gambling issues. What is it? You want to go play baseball and suck? Or
His dad died and he wanted to play baseball to honor it.
okay. Condolences to what's his father's name? Oh my goodness. Mr. Jordan. I can't remember his dad's name right now. But Wizards and Michael Jordan was the thing. He wasn't that good. So it's like, if I
Yeah,
read a book and then the last 10 pages is like kind of bad, the book is bad.
recency bias. Okay.
No, it's facts. And 8 straight finals, 3-1 comebacks.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, let's
Let's
see.
even look at the competition. KD, KD, Steph, Tim Duncan, DeMarcus, no, not DeMarcus Cousins. Who did he put in the finals? That was on that Warriors team. KD, Steph, Tim Duncan, Ross, James Harden. Like, who did LeBron play? Gary Payton, Karl Malone, ew, and old Magic Johnson. Like, come on, yo. Even the competition isn't the same. LeBron beat the greatest team ever in the finals.
Yeah.
Like, I think off that alone, the argument is kind of like, yeah, yeah. Anyway.
No, you're making good points. After 98. 2 years with the Wizards.
But
He's just
LeBron has them.
he's just
LeBron he has the most points in the NBA and only led the league in scoring once.
that just shows you consistency is always gonna beat short bursts of high output. Remember that, guys.
And he's led the league in assists. Jordan never did that.
That's true. Does LeBron have any defensive player of the years?
He got robbed.
LeBron actually got robbed of a lot of awards. We need to one day we're gonna talk about that because LeBron should have like 2 or 3 more MVPs.
Yeah, you could give LeBron MVP every year. It wouldn't mean anything anymore.
If you're valuable every year, are you just a player?
I mean, it's a voter fatigue. This is why Joker should be winning his fourth MVP right now. They
Hmm.
gave it to B because of voter fatigue. Voter fatigue.
Hmm.
Yeah, it happens. They get tired of you, so they're like, all right, let's somebody else do it.
No, we'll come back to you type thing.
Exactly.
Hmm. Okay, I bet. So Kobe's family sold his first NBA ring for $1 million. And at first I thought, I was like, family. I was like, why would his wife sell his ring? She has all the money. I was like, oh, not Kobe's wife and kids, Kobe's parents. What do you think about that?
Uh, I mean, personally, I wouldn't do that. Uh, if the powers that be, I don't know if they have control over the state. If they do, then I mean, that's their business. But personally, I wouldn't sell my memorabilia. Period.
Well, especially your dead son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they must be in a position of need where they need to capitalize off the dead, and if the dead can't, what was it? Dead man tell no tales. So
Kind of
yeah,
like a posthumous album.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I got five of them. I was just saying, I guess.
No.
I mean, I'm just giving you perspective. I don't agree with it.
I mean, I guess I don't understand like Bill Russell selling one of his like 13.
What's the difference?
Bill Russell's alive.
No, he's not.
Oh, Bill Russell. Oh my goodness. When did Bill Russell die?
So you
2022.
you don't see all the sixes on the six patches on the jerseys.
No, you're right. You're right. Oh, I definitely forgot. Bill Russell had 4 wives. That's not the point. That's not the point. That's not the point. Oh, wow. 11 rings in 13 years. Why doesn't he
Yeah,
get talked about as the GOAT?
I mean, I think there was like 9 teams in the NBA when he was winning these, or something crazy like that.
He was the head coach and also the star player.
Yeah,
He won 10, wait, from 1959 to 1966, he won every year,
he was a very successful player.
5 MVPs. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but like I said, I think there were only like 12 teams in the NBA during this. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Nine teams in the NBA.
So you're saying the comp was a compy?
Yeah, it was very much a matter of. I mean, history is history, so I can't like water down history. But when you have GOAT debates, we don't people don't really speak on Bill Russell
Hmm.
because who are you playing against? Pardon me, 18s. I think I said nine. It's 18s.
Hmm. Yeah, he was doing something right.
Yeah, it's like the Lakers Celtics debates. Like I think since 19 something, the Celtics only have won like two championships or something like that. But since
Celtics haven't done jack squat in the last 30 years.
yeah, it's some like stat like that compared to the Lakers who have won
Hmm.
they've won in each when they didn't win in the 2010s, but they won two in the last 20 years. So
Hmm.
pardon me, three in the last 20 years, 2004.
They used to play NBA games at Cole Fieldhouse.
Yes.
Huh. No, I'm gonna have to look. Does he have a movie yet?
Yeah. Probably in the works.
I was about to say, where's the Bill Russell doc?
Maybe a book. There's probably a dog.
Hmm. All right, but anyways, other sports news. Jimmer Fredette on the USA three by three team.
Yeah. Jimmy Fredette was another college legend at BYU at that. Had a very brief NBA career, and now he's brother will go, and now he's an Olympian playing for his country in the 3-on-3 basketball.
Hey, don't let that fool you. Jimmer was one of those guys. Jimmer was one of those guys.
True flamethrower, yes.
Yeah, and he had an extensive career with Shanghai Sharks. He played 5 years in Shanghai. He came back. He was on the Phoenix Suns in 2019.
Oh, really?
I did not know that.
I didn't know either.
He was on the Kings for 3 years, then he was on the Bulls, then he was on the Pelicans for a year. Westchester Knicks. Oh, he was in the G League.
Yeah.
Jimmer. Yo, put some respect on Jimmer for that name, yo. Jimmer's tough. Am I tripping?
I mean, top 10 pick, no All Stars, no. Was he even all rookie?
I think this kind of like aids to that thing of when you go crazy in March Madness, it just kind of elevates your draft stock. But it's like if you've been in college for 4 years and you only go crazy your senior year, what were you doing for 4 years?
Yeah, I mean, look at Delvin Durham. It's the same thing. It's really the same thing.
I'm surprised there's not an NCAA basketball game.
There used to be.
Wait, why'd you say look at Doug McDermott? Doug McDermott's still in the league.
Yeah, but he was a role player, just like Jimmy Fredette was. And he went crazy in college, just like Jimmy Fredette did.
He got his number retired by Creighton. Hey,
Exactly.
yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. Um, you want to touch on MLB opening day?
I watched a couple games. Can't tell you much else about it.
All right.
uh, I mean, yeah, I wish Zay was here. I watched a couple games. I'm trying to get familiar. Um, as far as my thoughts, uh, I don't really have too many thoughts. I'm trying to get more familiar as the season carries on. According to Front Office Sports, the Iowa LSU game had more viewers than every MLB game in the opening week.
I believe that because I watched it, and I've never picked up my television to go watch an MLB game. I'm just not a baseball guy though.
Yeah, it said that every MLB game last season and every NBA game last season except one.
What the finals?
It doesn't say, but I probably
Hmm.
yeah. So that Iowa LSU game was must see TV, indeed.
Yeah, I saw some memes that people were saying like, oh, like a lot of women were saying like this is their Super Bowl, the LSU versus Iowa. But honestly, yes, but these next couple of games we got coming up, I think are going to be even more exciting. Yes, this was a rematch, but USC, who has never lost, is playing. Who are they playing? Not playing UConn. Who are they playing?
No, USC lost to UConn.
No, I'm talking about South Carolina.
Oh yeah. They're playing UConn, South Carolina, Iowa. Who's the other team? Oh my, I'm drawing a blank.
South Carolina. Let me see. They're playing NC State.
NC State, Don Staley, yes. Oh no. Don Staley's playing NC State.
Definitely be
Wow.
a game to watch. That's Friday, 7 p.m. That's gonna be a good one.
I'll be there
You're going?
to watch.
Oh.
Yes, I'm going to watch it on TV.
South Carolina has never lost a game.
Very good score. Very good score.
They actually bully teams. Like it's like not even funny. 91 to
Coach
39,
Staley. Yeah, Coach Staley. You have to beat teams into embarrassment.
88 to 41. UNC.
Beat teams in yeah, and we are here to embarrass. If it's close, we're not doing our part.
Hmm. Salute. She's doing it right. She's
Mhm.
absolutely doing it right. But yeah, you have South Carolina versus NC State, and then you have Iowa versus UConn. Iowa versus UConn is going to be a movie, a feature film.
Indeed. Paige versus Caitlin.
Yep.
Very much, very much.
Because UConn, they play a very system style basketball, and it feeds through Page, but at the same time, they got some dogs on UConn. I don't know what that girl's name with the yellow braids is, but she's she's a dog. Let me see. Let me see if I can find any information. UConn. Yeah, yeah. This got to be out. Yeah, Alia Edwards. She had 24 points. Dog,
Hmm.
6'3". She's Canadian.
Canada has some hoopers. There's a lot of hoopers in Canada.
Oh yeah. You know what's crazy? When you
So
look at this UConn performance, a majority of the points came from Paige and Ali Edwards. 28 and 24 respectively. What's that? 40, 52 points.
52.
Huh. And Ali Edwards, she wears the mask, the like little plastic joint.
Yeah, real promising vibes. Who else went to UConn?
Oh, so I was wondering why her braids were yellow. She wears purple and yellow in her braids to pay homage to the Lakers and Kobe. Hmm.
They have
Hmm.
The Kings just beat the Clippers 109 to 95.
The Kings beat the Clippers.
Yeah.
The Clippers are not a notable team. Sorry.
Are you trolling?
Clippers,
The Clippers aren't notable.
they 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 play
The Clippers are the
basketball.
four seed.
They play basketball because they're under contract. I feel like they would all just much rather be already on the beach.
They're the four seed right now. What are you talking about?
And who's the what do they play the eight seed? Who's the
For
eight
the
seed?
five seed, they played Dallas. If the season ended now, they played Dallas.
And who you got between those teams?
Well, the last time they played, the Clippers won,
Oh,
and they won seven. So
and seven. Can't give it to him. Kyrie's more locked in now. Hey,
mm,
how did I even get on this tangent? I don't
beyond, so yeah. Sometimes when you check the temperature, you gotta check the temperature again.
know. Yeah. But let's close out with this question I got for you.
Shoot,
Who is a head coach that you think gets unnecessary hate?
across any sport,
Yeah. Well, basketball and football.
uh, unnecessary hate. I don't even call it hate, but Mike Vrabel, I mean, he just got fired. I feel like he's a good coach and should be a head coach somewhere.
Hmm.
I think he kind of did what he did. Like it's weird because he had Ryan Tannehill as the quarterback, and he was the number one team in the AFC at one point, and now he's not coaching. Well, he's not a head coach anymore. I feel like there's some type of hate there that causes that. So that'll be my answer for that one.
I don't know if you're gonna like my answer. I don't think you will.
I hope no. It's too late for me to tweet, so I'm gonna just hope you're not gonna say what I think.
Who do you think I was about to say?
No, just say it. Just say it. Just say it.
wait, who do you think I was about to say?
Just say it. Just say it.
Wait, are you gonna tell me after?
After, yeah, I'll tell you.
I was gonna say Tyronn Lue.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say Glenn Rivers. I was like, yeah, you should want me to lunch out right now, and I can't.
No, I say Tyronn Lue because a lot of people say that LeBron was the coach of that team, but you have to remember Tyronn Lue came in mid-season, and I think he held his own as a head coach, and he's still coaching to this day. He's coaching the Clippers now, and they're not doing bad. So I think for that bit of time, he was getting unnecessary hate.
Fair, fair, fair. You gotta win without LeBron, though. You haven't done that yet.
So what is well, I guess Belichick won before Tom Brady, so that's the counter argument there.
Yeah, here's DC, but yeah, he won.
Hmm.
Was he
Yeah,
in DC? He was on the staff. I don't know if he was a DC. I've fact check.
definitely have to take a look. But that's all that's all we had. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Fever Pitch Podcast. If you aren't already, follow us on Instagram. Give us a like on this video if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, share the podcast with a friend. Um, and we want to hear from you guys. Go to our link tree. Let us know what your hot takes are. Let us know what you guys think. And also be on the lookout for more. We got a lot more coming forward in the future and look forward to it. I think this is
Happy
episode
over.
54. Episode 54, I think. So we've been going, we'll be at 100 soon. So we gotta think of something special to do for the 100th.
Indeed, indeed.
That being said, guys, peace. We'll catch you guys.
Happy over. Take care. God bless.